Resonance Solstice is finally coming to global after so long. This trading simulator is coming to the global version. Let's talk a little bit about the reroll process, what characters you should be aiming for. In my opinion, there is only two choices if you are willing to reroll, and what low rarity characters are good to keep an eye on based on what deck you want to build. There is a few things we need to mention and make super clear for this game because it's important. But also, before we go, obviously, hello the internets, welcome back to Waifus. I'm Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict, and today's topic, Resonance Solstice reroll guide. Before we talk about the reroll, I want to talk about this game specifically, deck building. This is a deck builder. It doesn't matter what characters are T0, what characters are T3. You can take every character at T0 and T1, like make a team just with those strong units, and most likely you will not clear endgame. This is a deck building game. It's an auto battler where you have 5 characters and you need to set up your cards one by one and be like, okay, I want to use these cards. I want to heal my characters when they are below 60% HP or when they are below 5% HP, whatever it is, right? Like you need to go set up all of your cards one by one, and different type of cards have different effects. Meaning by default, a lot of the strong characters don't work. You will need to actually set it up for endgame. For campaign, you are fine, you can YOLO it. But for endgame, you will need to think on your team. So that's why it doesn't really matter what's like strong or not. In my opinion, the characters that have usually a longer shelf life in this game are supports, and that's why these two are right here, and those are like the only two ones that I do recommend rerolling for, and we'll talk about why on a second. But supports usually have a longer shelf life than DPSs. The first DPSs you can get on this game are going to be Charlotte, Connor, Katas, Margiela. All of those DPSs, the moment that Nicole drops, become almost a tier below, just because they lose so much usage. Maybe Margiela can stay, Connor, if you get like a really good team, can stay. But for the most part, characters or DPSs, sorry, you just pull the one you really like and then you focus on building the supports that will make your character broken, right? That's it. Let's talk about the reroll guide a little bit. A few reasons as to why I think it's not worth rerolling. You know, if I can convince a few people not to use 7 hours of rerolling and be like me, good. First, it takes around 15 to 20 minutes to reroll, which is on the longer side for this type of game, which is whatever. You get a guaranteed SSR on the beginner banner, so 2 multis, guaranteed SSR, that's 1 already. And on the 3rd day you log in, you will get the second SSR, you get an SSR selector. So that's 2 SSRs already, plus whatever you get while pulling. That's why I don't think rerolling is necessary, but if you want to go for it, obviously, right, if you actually want to go and reroll, the rates are going to be at 2%. It is 2% for SSR, 1% for the rate up. This character looks so good. I hope she comes to global soon. It's Lokai. I like her a lot. So it's 1% for the rate up character, 2% for SSRs. There is a 50-50 in place, the usual bullshit. 70 for soft PT, 80 for hard PT, hard PT 50-50. So actually, is the soft PT 80? I don't know. 50-50, you can lose your first at 80 pulls, and then obviously the second SSR you get is guaranteed to be the rate up banner. All banners, and this is important, all banners share the same PT. If you pull 5 times here and 5 times here, you are sharing the PT between all of these banners, and also between all of these banners, the normal ones, the limited ones, the rate ups, everything. The only banners that do not have a shared PT are the collaboration and limited units, which actually is Lokai might be a limited, I don't remember, but you don't have to worry about this in global. Again, for global, all banners have the same PT. When you are pulling, to know if you get the SSR, okay, when the train comes down right here, the color of the lights is the color of the character you got. A purple, that is a purple character. A Fenia, a really good character you get also for free. That's it, 2%, 1% SSR rate up, pretty good I will say. You will need to reroll with new accounts each time. Salting works, using dots work, but there is an email password system. You can create a new account, this is made by Ujoy, and they have like a system for account creation you can use instead of using Google Mails, okay? And then pools you will get to reroll at least 20, but maybe on the launch we're getting a few more, depending on how generous they're feeling on day 1. Now, we're also getting a few free units, Fenia and Jeyue. These two are good for lighting based decks. If you are interested on building a lighting deck, they're actually pretty good characters. This is Jeyue. She is a support, but she is the damage dealer, basically, or the second DPS on this team. And this is Fenia, the DPS that's actually a support. They have like reverse rolls, but they are both pretty good. Fenia can be used on any deck, doesn't have to be lighting, because she is going to be helping you draw more cards and get more cost which is always welcome. Another free character we are going to be getting on Global, if I remember correctly, it's going to be Gania as the pre-registration reward, which is this one right here. I'm going to be running a deck with her most likely on day 1 because I like her. She can spam her ultimate and throw access all the time. She's a physical character. Pretty cheap to build, free character. So those 3 are the free characters we're getting. Let's talk about SSRs and which ones are worth going for. Now, I said this already. There is only 2 characters I'm going to be recommending going for. That's Nayuta, that's Estella. Even by today's standards, in the Chinese server and on the Japanese server, and I'm going to open actually the Chinese teams page so you guys can see this. The new release character, Nayuta is there, Shizuru, a low rarity character, is there, Estella is there. You can also see Tenny on multiple of those teams. You can see Nayuta almost on every single team, and same for Estella. Estella is a little bit less usage than Nayuta long term, but she's also a fantastic character. These are the 2 characters that, again, their shelf life, they are basically evergreen units. You will be able to put them into any deck and they will help you because they make your rotation faster, they have cheap cards, and they help you, Nayuta helps you shuffle cards, and Estella makes all of your cards have almost no cost at all, while also having super cheap cards herself to spam attacks. What are their drawbacks? For Nayuta, it's a little bit of RNG on finding good cards early on. Doesn't matter, that happens with every deck early on. And for Estella, her drawback is that she's a frontline character, but she's not a tank. So she will die if you don't get another tank. The best tank in the game, if you get her by the way, and we can talk about purple characters, is gonna be this girl right here, Rina Von. This is the best tank by far in the game, and it's an SR unit. We're getting a few more characters as well that are low rarity that I believe it's worth keeping an eye on. But not only the free ones, like I was saying, both Fenia and Yeyue are good. But Valentine is a character that's pretty good if you want to be building fire decks. Rina Von is the best tank by far, and she's pretty cheap to build. Chizuru is a character that's a blue unit that will be able to spam stun grenades, and also is one of the best characters for red decks because it will help spam those cards a lot. So she's being still used even to this day on the Chinese meta. You still see her on a lot of the decks. Like for example, I was saying earlier, she's right here with Slokai, specifically the current banner right up, and she gets usage on a lot of different ones. I will leave this page, by the way, it's on Discord if you guys want to check it already. This is the Bilibili wiki. If you want teams for the global server, obviously you have some on my page already, and you will have even more on Pride When. The teams here are the ones I like and I use. Okay, that's it. The teams in Pride When, we have a lot more teams because more people are making also those guides, not only me. So these ones are the ones that I'm going to be using myself, but obviously you can experiment and use a Chinese one if you want. Scroll down to the day 1 teams and you can import. This game has a really cool feature that allows you to import decks. I can come here, I can go to set up my deck, settings, scroll down, and I can import and export. And it will set up the characters, the cards, and the items if you have them. Fantastic feature, honestly. One of the best things of the game for people who don't want to really think about how to make their own deck, right? And then lastly, the other low rarity character that I do want to talk a little bit about is Arcana. Arcana is a really cheap healer, cost 2, that also increases how much cost you have, like how much energy you have, so you can use more cards. Her ultimate is not that used usually, but those 2 cards are pretty cheap. So a lot of people will use her early on until you get items that can replace her, because there are items specifically like this one that do exactly the same as that card and is constant and passive, and you can stack it up. So again, I'll make a beginner's guide talking about all of those things tomorrow. I know I'm jumping a lot about systems that I have not explained yet, but we'll make a beginner's guide going over everything on the global server so we can actually show the English version and everything translated to make it easier to understand. But for rerolling, like I was saying, if you are willing to put the time for reroll and you're looking for meta, in my opinion, these 2 are the only option to go for. Anything else is because you like them as a waifu. Waifu over meta, always, of course, right? If you like a waifu, go for it. But I believe these 2 are the only ones worth actually rolling for. A lot of characters will be going to T0 over time because we get more characters that can make use of them. Tenny, fantastic support character. If you get her, you can keep her. Caroline, fantastic support, mostly for electric teams, but she makes everyone do electric damage even if they are not electric, so she works everywhere as well as a support overall. There is a lot of characters like that that you can keep an eye on. The rest of the SSRs are more DPSs, so I'm not going to be talking about them because I don't think it's worth rerolling for a DPS. You pull for one you like, and then you have all of your supports ready to be making a good deck. That's it. Basically, that's everything for the reroll guide and the characters I recommend. You guys have all of the guides on the website already. You guys have the character notes if you need to see more or less a TLDR on how these characters work. And if you need even more guides, PrimeWinGG already has them updated and a bigger team database as well. So all that jumping aside, we will be live when the game is up. It should be in like what? Less than 12 hours, less than 10 hours at this point. I think it's like 6:30 a.m. for me. I'll schedule this video to be posted in a few hours, and then when I up, we can do some rerolls on a stream. That's it, enough japping. Links in the description. As usual, love you all bastards. Good luck with your pool generates. I'll see you in the next one.